Hello student, in the previous lecture we have seen some basic terms related to this. Now in that we have seen what is meant by electric lines of force. Electric lines of force means what? When positive charge is placed in an electric field, then that positive charge that will experience the force of repulsion, therefore that charge will be moved in a particular direction or along a particular path. That path or that line is known as electric line of force. Now in the 11th standard we have seen all the properties of electric line of force. That means electric line of force always starts from the positive charge, ends on the negative charge. Then none of electric line of force intersects each other. Then the electric line of force, they are crowded in a region where intensity is maximum, and they are widely separated in a region where electric intensity is minimum. All these things we have seen. Now for this chapter, first of all we should know the relation between electric flux and tube of force. Now in the previous period what we have seen, tube of force means when electric lines of force are drawn from every boundary point of the charged surface, then what will happen? Newly formed structure look like as a tube-like structure, that is known as tube of force. Then tube of force in any medium other than vacuum or air, that is known as tube of induction. Now according to the concept of Faraday, whatever may be the nature of the medium, कौन सा भी medium हो, the number of tubes of force originated from the unit positive charge is always equal to 1 divided by epsilon. What is meant by epsilon? Epsilon is nothing but the permittivity of the medium in which that charge is placed. जिस मीडियम में वो चार्ज रखा है उस मीडियम की जो परमिटिविटी है उसके लिए हम कौन सा लेटर यूज करें? Epsilon. Epsilon is the permittivity of the medium in which that charge is placed. Now suppose if Q is the charge which is placed at point O, then the number of tubes of force originated from the charge Q is always equal to Q divided by epsilon. Now we know that in the previous standard, so we have seen that epsilon divided by epsilon 0 is equal to K. K is called as dielectric constant. Epsilon permittivity of the medium, epsilon 0 permittivity of the free space. That means indirectly what we can write, epsilon is equal to epsilon 0 into K. Is it right? Now by the definition of electric flux, that article also we learned in the 11th standard. The total number of electric lines of force, listen carefully, the total number of electric lines of force passing through the given area is known as electric flux over that area. What it means? Electric flux, it is always represented by letter phi. By definition, electric flux means the total number of electric line of force passing through the given area. And flux density means what? That also we have seen in the 11th standard. Now for our purpose, here we are taking one relation between tube of force and electric flux. Now according to the concept of tube of force, the total number of tubes of force originated from the charge Q is nothing but Q divided by epsilon. Q divided by epsilon. Now by the concept of total normal electric induction, what we are seeing? Total normal electric induction is equal to epsilon E cos theta ds. E electric intensity, ds small area, theta is the angle made by the electric intensity with the area ds. Now by that concept, here we can write electric flux is nothing but the total number of tubes of force originated from that charge and that normally passes through the given area. Therefore we can write electric flux phi is equal to Q divided by epsilon, and indirectly we can write line integration of E bar into ds bar. E bar, vector form of electric intensity. ds bar is the area, but here direction should be taken into account. That means electric flux is equal to Q by epsilon is equal to line integration of E bar into ds bar. Give it equation number 1. Now, in the previous article, also we have seen that according to the Gauss theorem, total normal electric induction over the closed surface of any shape is always equal to the algebraic sum of the electric charges enclosed by that surface. Q is equal to I and Qi. Now we can use Gauss theorem for different applications. By using the Gauss theorem, we can determine electric field intensity at a point outside the charge sphere or shape or hollow sphere. We will see one by one. Now, for our purpose, take this one as a basic equation. Now, applications of Gauss theorem. प्रीवियस 12th बैच में गॉस थ्योरम पूरा था, वो 11th स्टैंडर्ड में ट्रांसफर हो गया. We have seen that theorem in the previous year. Now, by using that theorem, by using the concept of electric flux, we are going to obtain the equation for electric field intensity. First, determination of electric field intensity at a point outside the charge sphere shape or hollow sphere. हमें यूज क्या करने का है? द कंसेप्ट ऑफ गॉस थ्योरम, द कंसेप्ट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स. और डिटरमाइन क्या करने का है? वी आर गोइंग टू ऑब्टेन द इक्वेशन फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी एट अ पॉइंट आउटसाइड द चार्ज स्फीयर शेप और होलो स्फीयर. एक होलो स्फीयर लेने का है, मेटेलिक और कंडक्टिंग मटेरियल का. उस स्फीयर पे चार्ज डिपॉजिट करने के. That sphere has its own specific shape. Therefore, that charge which we are going to deposit on the surface of that sphere, that charge will be distributed uniformly all over the surface area of the sphere. And from that, by using the concept of electric flux and by using the concept of Gauss theorem, we will try to determine electric field intensity. Okay. Now, first we will draw figure for that. Let O is the center of this metallic sphere, hollow sphere. Now, let capital R is the radius of this sphere on which charge is deposited. Suppose plus Q charge is deposited. Suppose plus Q charge is deposited. Then as per the uniform shape of this sphere, उसका shape uniform है, therefore जो हम charge deposit करेंगे उस sphere पे, that charge will be distributed uniformly all over the surface area of this sphere. समझ में आ रहा है क्या? Point O क्या है? Center of the sphere. कैपिटल आर क्या है? रेडियस ऑफ द स्फीयर. इस स्फीयर पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं? चार्ज डिपॉजिट कर रहे हैं. सपोज क्यू इज द चार्ज which is deposited on this sphere. Because of its uniform shape, that charge will be distributed uniformly all over the surface area of this sphere. Now, let's consider a point P which is situated at a distance small r from the point O of this sphere, and we are going to find out the electric field intensity at a distance r due to the charged spherical shell or hollow sphere. पॉइंट O से r डिस्टेंस में हमने कौन सा पॉइंट लिया? P पॉइंट लिया. उस पॉइंट P के ऊपर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी कितनी है वो हमें क्या करनी है? डिटरमाइन करनी है. फॉर दैट ड्रॉ वन कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर. कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर का मीनिंग क्या होता है? These two spheres they having the same center. दोनों स्फीयर का सेंटर क्या है? सेम है. ओके, इट्स ओके. Now this distance r. Now this sphere, it is imaginary sphere which is drawn around the point O. That sphere, suppose this sphere is A, this sphere is B, this sphere B, which is imaginary sphere. Therefore, it is shown by the dotted lines. Now that imaginary sphere which is drawn, which is concentric around this first sphere A, that sphere is known as Gaussian surface. इसको क्या बोलते हैं हम? Gaussian surface. हमें क्या करना है? पहला जो स्फीयर है, ये जो पहला स्फीयर है उसका रेडियस है कैपिटल R. उस स्फीयर से सेंटर में से हम r डिस्टेंस के ऊपर पॉइंट P लिया है. ये r डिस्टेंस रेडियस लेके स्फीयर ड्रॉ किया है, उसको हम बोलते हैं गॉसियन स्फीयर. ना अब क्या होगा? नाउ दिस वन इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी, दिस वन आल्सो डायरेक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी. इज इट राइट? You can correct this. These are the direction. Now direction of electric intensity, it is outward in direction, because you know that electric intensity is always directed from positive charge toward the outside. Okay, then let us take a small area ds at point P. It is some part of this Gaussian surface. Now area ds, it is situated at a distance r from the point O. Now electric intensity at every point on this area is same. Electric intensity at this point on area ds is same, because here we have taken very small area of this Gaussian sphere. Now from that what we can write in the we know that electric flux, it is given by equation q divided by epsilon and line integral of E bar into ds bar, given equation number 1. अभी इससे पहले हमने क्या लिया था? रिलेशन बिटवीन इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स एंड इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी, like that, and therefore we can say that electric flux is nothing but the total electric lines of force passing through the given area. By the definition of Faraday's concept, or by the on the basis of Faraday's concept, we can know that whatever may be the nature of medium, the number of tubes of induction originated from the charge q is nothing but q by epsilon. That is nothing but the total number of tubes of force passing through the given area. जेवढे जितने ट्यूब्स ऑफ इंडक्शन ओरिजिनेट होंगे, that tubes of induction will be passes normally through the given area. Therefore we can write phi is equal